Hello, it is Dex. It has been the first time in history where I have missed 2 episodes of the Talking Wednesday podcast. I'm going to leave you in the very capable hands of Jake and Jack today. But as Jake said, because it's the first time I've ever missed 2 consecutive episodes, it might be quite handy for me to just record something while I edit the podcast this week. So that's what I'm going to do. I just wanted to say football is back. I'm excited for football to be back. I will be back on the Talking Wednesday podcast next week. However, Southampton, I want to say my say on it. I think the boys say some good points on this week's episode. I think that once we see this manager gelling, we will be doing all right. Because, yes, possession wasn't ideal, but I've seen a bit of the meltdown, and I just wanted to say the formation is starting to come together. The tactics are starting to come together. Our new signings look like they've got sparks of potential in there. I just wanted to get a point out that I am quite optimistic for this season, to maybe present a different voice to what I've been seeing on some of social media. You might think I'm being a bit too optimistic with that, but I'm going to start this week's episode of the Talking Wednesday podcast with a little bit of positivity. As I said, I will be back next week. I'm going to leave you now in the very capable hands of Jake and Jack.
Hello and welcome to the Talking Wednesday podcast. This is episode 131 and the season is upon us. It's already kicked off, but it's me and Jack. How are you doing today, Jack?
I'm great. My soul was destroyed over the last few days after reading the post-Southampton Twitter space of the Wednesday fans. But you know what? You laugh about it, because if you don't laugh, you cry. So I'm choosing to laugh about it. How about you, Jake? How are you doing at the minute?
To be fair, I stay off that hashtag recently. Yeah. It's just a little bit too toxic for me. I'm not too bad.
Yeah.
I'm not too bad today. Just a quick side note before we do start the episode. We are recording this on Sunday, so we won't have the games that are getting done today, which is, I think, is Ipswich, Leeds, and Coventry. I can't do tomorrow's filming slot because I'm going out. I'm getting some well-deserved time out of here. I've been living in here for the last couple of weeks. How's your week been?
Yeah, it's been good. I'm possibly getting another part-time job soon.
Awesome.
Which will be fun. Just kind of on the side of...
Is that on the side of doing Twitch and YouTube?
Because of all the SAG-AFTRA stuff, there's a lot of writers' strikes. There's not a lot of actual voice acting work, etc., going around at the minute. Sadly, the place that I was going to have my voice demo reel recorded with has gone out of business, so that's not happening now. And all the other companies that I've gone to can only fit me in next February for an appointment.
Wow.
They're not taking anybody new until then, because the COVID backup, of people waiting to get stuff done, is still being worked on. So even now, 2 years later.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's a whole thing. But yeah, alongside the whole streaming and the now YouTube venture as well, which is fun. And thank you, by the way, as well, my first ever video on YouTube, for any of you that watched that. I'm really grateful. It was funny. I think it was funny. You think it was funny, so there we go.
Yeah.
It did its job.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just how my week's been, really. Just kind of panicking, thinking, oh no.
Yeah.
Will I be able to do things? But yeah.
I can understand that. It's a weird time in the creative space with things that are going on, and you picked the wrong time to decide to be a voice actor.
Yes.
Because of everything going. How
about you, Jake?
My week's been busy as hell.
You could say that again. 8 videos or 9 videos in one day the other day, wasn't it?
7 on Monday, and it was technically 8 because one didn't go out. Basically, I've been living in here. Come after August, everything should slow down a little bit for me. But I like to take advantage of the transfer window, because there's so many stories you can do, and because Wednesday being how Wednesday have been this summer, it's been really good, don't get me wrong, but Friday I had a mini morning off. Well, I could say day off actually, technically, because I didn't get back home till 3. Doing it again on Monday. We had to go clothes shopping for the child for school. And top tip: if you're not a parent yet, school shopping trip costs a hell of a lot of money.
I feel like there's that whole joke of saying to James, "Oh my God, are you a musician?"
Oh my God, are you a dad?
Where the version, but the version for you is, "Oh my God, are you a dad?" Oh my God.
But no, did that. Also got recognised in Primark by someone, which completely threw me.
Recognised? Oh my God.
Well, no, I didn't get recognised because they saw me. They recognised my voice.
You little Z-list celebrity.
They
my God.
They recognised my voice, and that's the thing that got me. It was like, my voice. I don't think my voice is that recognisable.
It is.
Oh, fair enough.
It is. You've got a very recognisable voice.
It threw me a little bit. I left Primark giggling like a banshee because, like, what? But that happened, and then we had the game. But let's get into housekeeping before we do the game. Socials. It is Talking Wed on Twitter. That man over there manned the Twitter on Friday night and did a cracking job.
Thank you.
We have Discord. If you want to join the Discord, please do so. We also do have the Final Fantasy football stuff. I think the code is in one of the
Final Fantasy. What are we walking
Final
around
Fantasy
with giant
football.
swords on our backs now?
Final Fantasy football codes. The Premier League Final Fantasy football code. Thank you very much. Membership options are available if you want to, and if you can leave reviews on the podcast sites that let you leave reviews, it really does help. So, Sheffield Wednesday played the first game of the season on Friday night to kick off the entire EFL, show basically, to kick off the entire EFL. How do you think it went, Jack?
I actually think it went quite well. Like, a lot of the independents all had us pinned down to get absolutely destroyed, like 4-0, 5-0, something like that. And they only managed to very briefly edge it 2-1. I feel like the performance out of Sheffield Wednesday was very, very good. Granted, Wednesday only had 20% possession of the ball, but we know from their new manager's sort of style when he was at Swansea, they like to have the ball, but they don't do anything with it, and it was very evident.
They pass teams to...
They just pass teams to death. They bore them to death with passing and then capitalise on it. And I feel like that's actually what happened with their second goal. They passed us to death, and then they just snuck Che Adams through. But yeah, I just thought the performance was actually quite good from us.
I think,
although it was still so
half, we gave them way too much.
Telling that it was more ball. But they still had more ball in their heads.
I think the first half we gave them way too much respect. We were like, "You're the new team. You're from here." And the one thing that I noticed in that first half, every time their attack happened, nobody was coming at the ball. No one was making a challenge. No one was standing up
pressing.
to it. And the press wasn't there. You could tell from every time they went down to Sisco on the sideline that he was trying to get them to press as humanly possible. And it just wasn't there yet. And I think the problem is we've got to get used to that pressing, and we've got to get used to that pressing fast, because in League One, you can get away with it to a point where you can stand off. But even in League One, if you stand off, they will have shots. We had so many goals last season that were outside the box because we didn't press. Interestingly, we only started one of our new signings to start the game. I thought Delgado had an excellent game. There's something about his style of play I think we're all going to love, but also I think we also need to be slightly careful, because I think he got a side of him that could get a red in English football.
Yeah. I've got a feeling like Delgado is going to be one of those really nasty pieces of work that other teams absolutely hate. You know, like the proper pantomime villain sort of player.
Yeah.
We've had players where we've absolutely hated their guts in the past because they've been real like pieces of work.
He looked good,
and I feel like we've got one. Not in like the dirty sense, just in the housery
annoying
sense. Annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looked really good though. He had some really good spells.
Oh, yeah.
The interesting thing with that lineup for that game was though, like, no Joe Byers. Joe Byers wasn't in the lineup, and everyone got very. It was weird because we've had this thing with Joe Byers. Joe Byers, when fit, he's a cracking player. He's an absolutely superb player, and he can make some really good. He can make some really good ball. But if he picked up another injury again, he only made 21 appearances last season. I think it was 21 the season before that. And if you actually look at the starting lineup, it was Dawson, Patterson, Iorfa, Whitway, Femero, Delgado, Backinson, Bolt, Bannon, Windass, Gregory. And you bench with Charles, Palmer, Valentine, Bernard, James, Musa, Wilkes, Smith, and Fletcher. I will say this. Backinson was okay. I think Backinson might suit Sicko ball than he did more ball. But we still need players in that midfield. That midfield is still too short. It lacks any creativity if you take Bannon out of it.
It feels almost like there's no agility in the players there, and Southampton had a lot more agile players in that sort of central midfield area. Yeah, whereas ours felt a bit like big, tall, and cumbersome. Strong, yes, they didn't get out muscled, but like a bit too big and tall and cumbersome, and not really like quick to make turnarounds or quick to react. Like it felt that's as well another point that I wanted to say as well is that like the sort of reaction times of the players was nowhere near as quick as it was for Southampton's players. They were just on it all the time, every single mistake. But then they've kept most of their Premier League squad, haven't they, since coming down? I think they've only lost.
I think one got to Newcastle.
What's his name? Yeah. The winger as well. That's why Nathan Teller was playing, because the Premier League.
He's a very good player.
He's such a good player.
Also, if you are in the Champions, it sounds like Southampton are about to put a bumper contract in front of him to make him stay and not go to Burnley. I do want to talk about one of the new signings who we signed a couple of days beforehand, and we are going to talk about him a little bit more in this episode. Anthony Musa.
Masaba.
Yeah. What a player he's going to be.
Oh, yeah.
He is going to be very good, but we need to be patient. He is 22, not played many games. But for him to come on that night and skin those two players like he did was, chef kiss. It was really nice. And then when he had that opportunity to go on the run, and he just ran out of option because there wasn't enough forward with him. Their goal. So let's talk about their goal. Their goal came in and we were standing off them way too much. And it's a really good shot by Teller. It goes down as an Armstrong goal.
That's understating it. It was that was such a nice goal. And it was like Barry Bannon's at Oxford last year.
And he kept on doing that though. He kept on trying to do that all through that first half. Yeah. And I'll be honest with you, I think we were lucky to go into that first half not at least 3 down. Because it could have been, because they were all over us. Second half, Sicko's also turned around, not had a go up, but I think he just calmed them down a little bit, got them into the right things. And scoring a goal off a set piece, he said he wanted more of them. And it was a cracking knockback by Iorfa. Having Gregory in the right spot was really good. It was a really well-struck shot. Now, second half, we did look a lot better. We did look like we were a bit more. I think Windass is going to take a while to get used to his new role. Because ideally, you want Bannon to be where Windass is and Windass to be where Bannon is in terms of that number 10. Fletcher came on. Musaba came on. I'm going to butcher his name all season. Don't worry, I'll get it right eventually. Palmer came on. Now, interestingly with Palmer, for me, for their second goal, was a mistake for it, but I can understand why. He's coming back from injury, not at full fitness yet. And it had to be Che Adams, didn't it? Of all the players to get on the end of that, it had to be Che Adams. Also, this was the first game where we saw the new EFL rules that we spoke about last week. And they are cracking down on time wasting and kicking the ball away. There are going to be so many players suspended by like end of September at this moment if they don't do it. And
there was so many yellow cards, wasn't there?
Yeah. We had about 9 minutes or so at the end as well.
9 added minutes.
I think there was a game yesterday that had 11.
Oof. Oh yeah, because they're actually timing it now. They're not just making their best guess.
Yeah, they're timing
which
it.
I think is great, and I'm actually appalled that it's taken them so long to start doing this. We've been in the digital age for 20 years now, and yet they've only just started doing this.
It's insane,
Are you
isn't it?
kidding me?
It is absolutely insane.
It's a joke that it's not been done before now. But anyway, yeah.
I will say this now. Gareth Ainsley's sides, Wickham back in the past, and now QPR. Their games will go on for like 2 days if they go down.
Oh yeah, they really will, won't they?
Because they love a bit of. He loves a bit of that.
It'll be like watching a bloody cricket 5-day test.
Yeah. But I'm not too. I haven't seen too much of a meltdown on it, actually. I've actually seen more people going, second half, if that's how we're going to play, I think we're going to do well. Because the thing you've got to remember, you look at this lineup, Femi.
I was making that comment. You could tell you've been keeping off Twitter, mate. Bloody hell. Oh. But yeah, sorry, as you were saying.
I have seen bits of it, but what I've seen is a lot of people going, it's first game of the season.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Femi won't be that player, though, because he brought Valentin in. Valentin will be that player. Also, well done on the squad number when the Valentin number 14 and Bambo number 5. I think that's quality.
That's great.
I think somebody had a thinking cap on there and did really well. We'll talk about squad numbers later, actually, because they have got released before the game. I know people might want to know what they are and stuff like that. Leaf, we're not doing what we did a couple of years ago. Remember when we were giving like Fletcher 6?
Yeah, Adam Reach number 9 and Fletcher 6 because
weird.
it was apparently it's because it was a 9 upside down. That's why he got the 6.
Okay.
Apparently.
But yeah, we went into it. We lost our first game. I think we looked better in the second half. You can see what the manager trying to do. Again, I said it before and I'll say it again. We are going to be that team that it takes a while to work. But again, we're still in the transfer market. We still need players in. We're going to talk about it because we have been very busy last week in the transfer market. It's been nice to not have.
We've been like James in the transfer market. We've been busy.
Yes, we have.
Hi, James.
So we will go to the championship review. Like, again, remember there's 3 games today, so we don't know what goes all out. So we lost 2-1 to Southampton, 2-1 to Norwich versus Hull City. Hull losing their manager. He got sent off. Plymouth 3, Huddersfield 1. Cracking result for them coming back. Bristol City, Preston 1-1. Millwall beating Middlesbrough, which was a bit of a shock for me. I thought Middlesbrough might have won that, but Millwall are a very good side from last season.
Yeah, Gary Rowett has really turned things around there. He's really getting them. They seem to be I think the fans are still behaving the same, but on the field, they're losing their dirty sods sort of tag with how they're playing. They're actually playing really nice football now.
I won't lie. I've always liked Gary Rowett as a manager. I think he's cracking.
I've always thought, why not have him at Wednesday at some point in the future?
Yeah.
Because have you noticed as well, this is so off topic, but it's because it's the Millwall manager right now. But Gary Rowett is always spoken so affectionately and fondly about Sheffield Wednesday whenever we've been in the conversation in the past. And I've always sort of felt like, is that because he wants to maybe manage us someday? So he's trying to keep us a bit sweet. For me,
it's always been a little bit like Ian Holloway is always felt very highly of us. Stoke City 4, Rotherham 1. Rotherham went down to 10 men. Oh dear, here comes the hate comments for you. Swansea 1, Birmingham 1. Also, interestingly, this week, Tom Brady became a minority owner of Birmingham.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Through me.
One of the richest sports stars in the world ever, and he's managing Birmingham City.
Rovers 2, West Brom 1, and West Brom were all over them for a bit, and then it just went wrong. Watford 4, QPR 0, and it was 4-0 at half time. Watford went in the second half, we're not going to bother now. We've humiliated you enough. So, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And from what I've read, it could have been like double or triple that.
Yeah, it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
But
I've just got a funny feeling that QPR are going to end up being the whipping boys of the championship this year somehow.
I have a funny feeling he's not going to last till September.
Mm.
Kind of thing. QPR are a weird team this year though as well because Tony Fernandez has finally left, so it'll be interesting what's going on. We're not going to put a table up. There's no point. It's early doors.
It's one game.
It's one game
of the season. I will say we're nicely sat out of the relegation zone because of the goal difference.
Yes,
so that's fun. So. That's a nice little. That's a nice little thing.
Very much so. So we're going to talk about the squad numbers first before we get into any of the news because I think it's just good to do so. So Cameron Dawson, number 1, Liam Palmer, 2, Will Vogt, 4, Bambo, number 5, Bambo Diaby. I do love that.
I like Dominic, that Bambo, number 5.
Dominic Ayor for 6, Mallet Wilkes, 7, Joe Byers, 8, and I feel very sorry for the poor bloke who got Byers 14 on the back of his away shirt at the Luton game. Lee Gregory, 9, he's our striker number 9, Barry Bannon, 10, Windass, 11, Patterson, 13, Paul Valentine, 14, Juan Delgado, 15, Deshaun Bernard, 17, Marvin Johnson, 18, Tariq Backinson, 19, Michael Owickway, 20, Akin Femeru, even 23, Michael Smith, 24, Ashley Fletcher, 27, Reece James, 33, Anthony Musaba, 45. I still got it wrong. And Pierce Charles, 47. Good.
And, new signing Davis Vasquez, I believe, is 36. I think.
Look, Jakob Vasquez signed yesterday.
Yes, he signed yesterday from the time of recording.
Where is his number? I think you might be right.
Yes.
I'll go with that because I can't find the tweet. So, shall we get on to the news? Because it's been a very busy week for Wednesday this week. We've gone from, we need players to, right, it's the first week of the season. We need players now. Kind of thing. So, Sheffield Wednesday sign international defender Deshaun Bernard. This is from the Sheffield Wednesday website. The Owls has signed international defender Deshaun Bernard on a permanent transfer. The 22-year-old followed through the academy ranks at Chelsea before joining fellow Premier League giant Manchester United at 16 years old, making a debut for the Red Devils in the Europa League group stages against Kazakhstan side Astana.
Borat's country, yes.
Bernard spent 6 years at Old Trafford, taking a successful loan spell in all 3 divisions with Salford City shock horror, Hull City, Portsmouth. Of course he's going to go to Salford.
Of course.
The Wandsworth product is a culture ball-playing centre-back with the Owl beating off stiff competition for his signature. Bernard has graduated to the international stage in 4 caps for Jamaican, having made his debut against Qatar in June and being named in the final squad for the 2023 CONCACAF Gold Cup. The centre-half becomes our 5th new recruit of the transfer window following Reece James, Juan Delgado, Ashley Fletcher and Paul Valentine to Hilfer. Welcome to Wednesday, Deshaun. What are your thoughts on this one? What do you think about it?
I'm excited because he's a player for now as well as the future. He's exactly in that mold that Cisco was saying that we need to think in the announcement press conference where, yes, we think for the future, but the now is also very important. And I think this guy's going to be very key going forwards in our defense. I don't think he's been played yet, only on the just to slowly introduce him in. Just slowly get him in, slowly bed him in.
I think when you look at our back 4 that we had against Southampton, the only ball-playing centre-back was Iorfa.
Yeah.
And the fact that we got another one in, and I spoke to somebody who I know is a Hull fan, and they wanted him even back then. They said he was good.
Wow.
And back then, I think he was only 19 age. And you got to remember, when he was at Portsmouth last season, he was part of that back line that put him on an unbeaten 11-game run. And it started when he came in. So there's the player that he built. He is absolutely built. It's going to be one of the ones. The thing is, I've seen a lot of people on this one go, well, he's not that good if he's been let go by Man United. It's like, well, hang on a minute. Players get let go from big clubs all the time. And this is the thing. Just because they're not good enough for Man United doesn't mean they're not going to be good enough for us.
Exactly.
We will go through his FIFA card as well. Bernard is a 69 silver, 68
The
pace.
magical number.
Yeah. 68 pace, 40 shooting, 52 pass, 58 dribbling, 67 defense, and 79 physical. I think that may go up a little bit this season.
Have you seen that man's biceps? Good Lord.
Yes. But there is interesting news regarding his contract.
Ooh.
Key contract details of Sheffield Wednesday new signing revealed. They come from the Star. The 22-year-old ride have been heard as a bulk of our fan base, with decision to sign young ball playing centre back being seen as a real step in the right direction in the summer recruitment push. Sicko, the Wednesday manager, spoken on how pleased he was to get the deal done for the former Man United youngster, but also added that they are still aiming to bring more in before the transfer window close. Plenty of fans have raised questions on how long the defender has signed for Hilper, and the question does now appear to have been answered by the player's agent Will Thornton, who said that he's penned a deal thought to be summer 2024. Whether there's an extension option is unknown at this point. What do you think?
I think they've only gone for a 1 year just to see how he'll do. And then, if he'll live up to the hype, if he'll whatever. Because we've seen players that have signed like multiple year deals that have had loads of hype around them, haven't lived up to it, and then we can't get rid of them because no one else wants them, So I sort of think that this might be that maybe sort of case where there'll be like, look, the club aren't daft anymore. They know that they can put extension clauses on players and all that sort of thing. And I definitely think that this is the case again, where there'll probably be an optional 1 year extension by the club, maybe, if he does well enough and impresses and all that sort of stuff. If not, it'll just be renegotiating for a longer contract next year. I'm choosing to be on that side of things rather than we've been really dumb and we've offered a 22-year-old that's very promising a 1 year deal, and then he's going to sod off somewhere else next summer.
I'll say that is my
I'm
worry.
keeping hope.
That is
also a worry in the back of my head.
Big worry, because
yeah,
we talked about how we want to bring in these younger players and then build them up. But we do tend to give people short contracts. If you look at this summer with how many players were out of contract and then we have to renegotiate. The thing is, you don't want this play. The problem is if players start doing well and looking like he's going to be really well,
yeah,
December time, January time, you sit down, you put the new contract in front of him, or you already activate that extension option if it's already there. And go, right, it's already done, and we're also going to put you another year or two in front of you because you're really good. I understand it and I get it, because we did have the accounts out this week as well, which I'm going to leave that for Deck to go through a little bit better, because he's a little bit better at doing the accounts than I am. But it seemed a bit more positive than it had been in the past. So it looked better, but it's interesting as well. But yeah, it's what it wants. We are trying to do deals in ways that are beneficial of the club. And again, though, the thing that gets me a 1 year contract when it says that we beat our sixth competition for a contract signature said to me that we got this one over the line and we need to get it done soon. Don't get me wrong, great to get him in, cracking player, and I think it's the right decision. I think the thing I've got is we have to be very careful about what deal we do, because we have had people say you've got to be careful. If you look at what deals we've done in the past, a lot of the deals have been done short because we're trying to not do FFP.
Yeah.
Like there's that, and we all know Chansiri is absolutely petrified of getting hit with FFP again, and he's trying his best to do it within the time limit and stuff like that. So I do find that one really interesting, that we got that one through the door and everything it's going in the right direction, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It's where we want the club to go in terms of bringing in players. The thing is that what you've got is when you bring in players like this, you have to make sure you are a little bit you give them chance. You don't overhype
Oh
them.
yeah,
you
you
give them
don't
chance.
just immediately expect them to like say yes. You need to be on it from day one.
Yeah.
When you're 22 years old and you've only really played the first team football in League One, well, yeah, League One or League Two in the case of
he did Hull.
in the case
He
of
did
Bernard.
Hull City. Hull City was in
Yeah, in
Championship.
League One.
No, he weren't. They were in
Were they?
Championship.
Oh right,
Yeah.
okay. Well, there we go.
It says in this article he played all three parts of.
Oh yeah, sorry. There we go then. So yes, there we go. But when you've not had much experience in those leagues, I will then say, you need to give them time to bed in and get used to just how it is, I guess.
Yeah.
Which you can then extend as well to the rest of the squad because it clearly showed they were expecting to be facing a League One style and then they were really shocked. And that first half was all about, oh crap, this isn't League One anymore, boys.
Yeah.
That's the impression I got. But and that needs to be the case for Bernard, where he gets used to the tempo and gets used to the physicality and all that sort of stuff. So we need to give them time. We need to give them time, Wednesday fans, and not expect them to just be absolutely world beaters from minute one.
We will see
Anyway,
what happens,
we will see.
but
Yes.
it's good to get it through the door. Let's see what happened with that.
And I also think as well, sorry to just add on a little thing at the end of that fact that he's got a 1 year, I also think the club are absolutely terrified of giving a player a long-term deal now because of how much they've got burned by players on those long-term deals in the past. Because look at how much money we were losing on players that were not performing on long-term deals just before the relegation to League One.
It's a mixture. You can,
and I think there's
give a player
hangover from that.
a short-term deal and it makes it easier for them to then work harder to get a longer deal.
Yeah.
But you've also got the other thing, if you give them a short-term deal and it's not going right, give them an easy out even when we need it.
Exactly.
But we will see what happens.
Yes.
Let's just be happy through the door and we've got another player.
Exactly.
Sheffield Wednesday also signed another defender. Bambo Diaby joins Wednesday. This is from the Sheffield Wednesday website again. Wednesday completed the signing of Bambo Diaby, who moved to S6 on a permanent transfer from Preston North End for an undisclosed fee. The towering defender bolsters Sicko rearguard ranks ahead of our championship curtain raiser against Southampton Friday night. Interesting point, he couldn't play because he was suspended from having a format ban that he served at Preston, but we'll see what happened there. Diaby, 25, cut his teeth as a youngster playing regional football in Catalonia, Spain, and having moved from his birthplace, Senegal. He made his senior debut as a teenager for UE Conneral and in the Senegal La Liga against CF Rus Deportivo. I am really bad at this. In 2016. Yes. The centre-half switched to Italy later the same year, signing for Serie A side Sampdoria before loan fell in third tier Manitoba FC. In 2017, he moved back to Spain with Girona SC.
Girona.
Thank you. Then to Belgium at... Say that for me.
Karen.
Thank you. Diaby arrives on these shores in 2019, first signing for Barnsley and then the Lily Whites. Now, the Barnsley spell got cut short because he had a ban. He had a banned substance. He was banned for 2 years before he signed for Preston. Now, a lot got made of it. A lot got talked about it. It was a diet. It was some sort of diet drug kind of thing. It was something to do with diet and stuff.
Yeah.
And so he got banned.
Diet supplement thing. Yeah.
So he got banned, but he went into Preston and he only signed there in January and played 17 games. Sicko told Sheffield Wednesday Bambo is a big, strong centre-back. He's very quick with the position in defence. He has a very good mentality and will always make sacrifices for good of the group, and he will bring a lot of balance to the squad. So, this one, I thought, I'll be honest with you, because of how they were sniffing after Iorfa, I originally thought, when we were loaned with him, it's like, when we were linked with, like, are we doing a swap, one going the other way? Because it just felt that way with how they were.
Yeah.
See. But if we said Bernard was a unit, this is just another level.
Oh yeah.
What do you think?
Have you seen that man? The man is built like an absolute freight train.
He's built like a
and
linebacker.
He's quick. Like, yeah, you normally see like really muscular players not have much pace because they're so muscle bound. But he's quick as well. He's really pacey as well. I'm looking forward to seeing how this guy performs, actually. And he definitely beat me in a deadlift competition. Yeah. For sure. Which I'm sad about, but you know what?
A lot of people have said on the Preston side, they are absolutely gutted he'd gone.
Really?
Because they saw a big player in him who could do some really good stuff, and he wasn't there long. They said he does have a mistake in him now and again, but you got to remember, they only saw him for 17 games. If they seen him for 17 games, that's a really good sign of how good a player he is, kind of thing. I just think this is a really smart signing. Let's do his FIFA card then, as tradition dictates. He is a 65 silver, 72 pace, 25 shot, 55 passing, 62 dribbling, 59 defense, 70 strength, physical. That physical needs to be up a lot higher than 70.
Yeah, but it's FIFA, isn't it? They don't care when it's not in the Premier League.
Yeah, true. But he will. I think the thing you've got with this one is that it's another ball playing centre back. In the space of about a week, literally, we brought in 2 ball playing centre backs.
Exactly.
What does that mean for someone like Michael Owickway? What does that mean for someone like Akin?
It means that they'll possibly be sidelined a lot of the time. And
but it's rotation, isn't it? We need squad depth.
Exactly.
It's rotation. If we're doing...
That's a problem we didn't have, of course, last year. We didn't have any rotation. Just look at that injury crisis and how much it screwed our chances of winning the league last year. So it's good to have the rotation in place now.
I think this was one of the ones where you looked at this player coming in, and again, it was another position we needed to strengthen. And I think at the back now, I think we are fully strengthened. I don't think we need much more at the back.
Yeah.
I think he's really... Because you've got to remember, you look at Valentin and Delgado, they're technically defenders, but who can play other positions. I think Delgado can play more of a winger role. But like I said against Southampton, you had Femiwo playing on that left. That Valentin position normally when he plays. And again, but when Valentin left, a lot of the fans who in Spain at that club were like, what have we done? This is too good of a player. And I think there's something there if a club says that, especially if he's been there in terms of Diaby's thing. 17 games. You must have put off a massive impression to them. I think this is smart. I think this is a smart signing, and I think you can see the level of what he's trying to build at the back. Yeah. Kind of thing. But when they weren't done,
they were not.
This one was a big coup. This one was the biggest coup of the lot of them for me.
Yeah.
Owls land Anthony Masaba. Have I said that right this time?
Yes.
Yes. Brilliant.
Yeah. He did it, guys. He did it.
Sheffield.
He did it. He's been calling him Musa all week. But he did it.
The Sheffield Wednesday website said the Owls have signed Anthony Masaba on a permanent transfer from French Giants Monaco for an undisclosed fee. It says undisclosed fee, but there was also says that it was a free in some places. So
yeah,
I'll go with what the website says, undisclosed fee.
Yeah.
The pacey Wiseman becomes our 7th capture of the summer window. Misaba joins League One Monaco in June 2020 after bursting onto the scene in his native Netherlands with NC Nijmegen. I think that's how you say it.
Nijmegen.
Okay. Yes. The 22-year-old scored 5 goals and continued to 7 assists in the 2019-2020 campaign, prompting Monaco to make their move. Mataba went on to enjoy loan spells at
Cercle Bruges.
Thank you. In Belgium.
Cercle Bruges.
And
in Belgium.
Do just
Heerenveen.
In Holland.
That's actually the club of a former Sheffield Wednesday player.
Van Aken?
Heerenveen. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And French outfit Mentz. And then back to his original club. The right winger has also earned honours on the international stage with the Netherlands at under 21 level. The Wednesday boss, Sicko, told Sheffield Wednesday Anthony has a big capacity with a lot of ability, 1 against 1, and he's a player who learns even, and will give everything. He has the experience of being with a big club like Monaco, and now this is the opportunity for be a big club like Sheffield Wednesday. He has a lot of pace. He is a good crosser of the ball, and I think he will be a very good player for. Welcome to Wednesday, Anthony. What do you think of this one?
I'm very impressed. Also, watching him during that game in Southampton when he against Southampton when he came on, it was so reminiscent of Michail Antonio, like the athleticism when he ran and everything.
Bit Jermaine Johnson as well.
Yeah, it just reminded me so much of Michail Antonio and Jermaine Johnson in their heyday for us. And also as well, when Cisco says that a player has a big capacity, I think he means potential.
Yes.
I think that's what he's on about with capacity. So, a capacity to learn kind of thing.
I will say when he came on,
I'm so excited about this player.
Those 2 players in the box.
Oh, yeah.
If somebody was in the box like a bit quicker with him, that would have been a goal.
Yep.
And the run that he made in that second half of where we were on the counter, he just ran out of options. If you're going to play him, he needs options. He needs people to match him.
He needs an outlet to pass it to or cross it to, whatever.
He needs people. This one was one of those rumours that popped up, and we were all like, yeah, right, okay, that's not going to happen.
All right.
It's Wednesday. Yeah. All right. All right, everyone. Yeah. We're going to sign someone.
Let's sign
Monaco.
a sodden top player, top club player. Yeah, great.
But
whatever.
Then I thought about it in a kind of Wednesday way. I wonder if Monaco's done the thing that we've done in the past, where we've had players who we looked like they were good, who were 22, and now they've got to a point where they can't do 21, 22 under 21s anymore, and they've gone, look, we'd rather let them go for some money and go from there. Now there is a sell-on fee with him for Monaco.
Yes, I believe it's 20% of the future fee.
So they
the future total fee, not just the profit, the actual fee itself.
They obviously think there's something in there. But even if you sell him even if eventually down the line, and by the way, I know it sounds really weird saying selling when we could get a new player in, but if you sell someone to like 10 million, you still get a nice chunk yourself.
Yeah, you still get 8 million of that. So
exactly. So it's one of those things, but we don't want to overhype it too much. This lad is going to need to be. This is one of the signings that will be need to given a lot of time. I feel he's not played much football in general. I
know as well on Dex's stream when he said, "Oh, he needs to start next game." I was going, "Dex, what are you talking about, man?" Sorry, James, by the way, to just attack you like it's not attacking, but it's. Why start him straight away when he needs to work it in?
I understand what he's saying.
He needs to work into the side
because we don't have this level of player in the
options.
squad.
Yeah.
I do understand what he's saying in that point, but he's going to have to take time because he's not playing much. He's 22.
It's too early to just be starting immediately.
I believe he can play either side. I think he's both-footed, so that's interesting.
We also need Malik Wilks. I think he's basically going to be the alternate to Malik Wilks.
Wilks needs a season.
But Wilks needs to get back into the... I think Malik Wilks will be excellent for us, by the way, as well, when he gets fit. But I also think that...
the thing is, I feel like there could be Malik Wilks' season.
Yeah.
But let's see, because I said that last season and I got egg on my face. Because he couldn't stay fit.
Only because he got really badly injured. He just got hampered with injuries. When he did play, he looked excellent.
Yeah,
he was
did.
skinning people. He was,
but again, that was skinning people in League One.
Yeah,
there's a difference.
And I think he was also, I think he was also brought back to. Sorry to divert, by the way, guys, onto this Malik Wilks topic, but I think that he was brought back far too early because we had an injury crisis, and I think he was rushed back in because we didn't have any other options. So now they're taking their time and letting him come back when he's fully ready. You know?
Our tradition dictates that we will do his FIFA card. He is a 66 silver. He is 87 pace. 64 shooting, 56 passing, 68 dribbling, 24 defense, 62 physical. He's going to be a really good player to use on career mode this year.
He will.
So, Sheffield Wednesday weren't done yesterday on Saturday.
Probably the worst kept secret in Wednesday transfer history.
This deal got announced pretty much like last week.
Yes.
Italian media managed to say it was all done and dusted.
Oh, they link like a sieve, don't they, over there?
Yeah.
It's, oh.
This is also from the Sheffield Wednesday website. Delvaz Vasquez joins the Owls on the... How can I say that name? Oh, sorry.
You got his first name wrong. It's Davis.
Davis Vasquez joined the Owls on loan. This is from the Sheffield Wednesday website. The Owls has added to the rank with the signing of goalkeeper Davis Vasquez. The Colombian could only join Wednesday on a season-long loan from Italian giants AC Milan before and became our 8th catcher of the summer transfer window. After climbing through the youth ranks in Colombia, he made the move across to South America to Paraguay, and then he made his senior debut for Club Olimpia. The 25-year-old went on to claim a regular starting shirt and impressed from between the 34 and earned him a call up to the Colombian national side in January this year. At the same time, AC Milan swooped to take him to the San Siro, from where he linked up with the Owls for the 23-24 season. Welcome, Davas. Now, he's 25 and 6'5".
Ooh.
What do you think about this one?
I feel really creepy saying this, but he's a good age. It's like that really old, really creepy section on Soccer AM where they used to get all the... Anyway.
Move on.
Anyway, move on. Yes, but he's very young. He's got a lot of potential, but I think he's going to be excellent, and I think he's going to be a lot quicker to play the ball than Cameron Dawson, because that was one of my gripes about Southampton, is how slowly Cameron Dawson keeps playing the ball out. He made some great saves, don't get me wrong, but I feel like he's a shot stopper, not a
modern
sweeper keeper ball, modern day keeper. He's still been taught. But then look at when he was being taught how to be a keeper. He was taught by all the old school style, just shot stopping, and that's it. Lump it up front as hard as you can. That was the school of teaching he came from. And I just feel like this keeper might be way quicker with his feet.
He does look that way, doesn't he? He does look like he's going to be
from the highlight videos and everything that I've found.
What we just be aware, when highlight videos happen, everyone can look good on YouTube.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
But the thing is, I think the big one on this one, and I know one's really talking about it that much, I'm wondering if this has been a recommendation from the goalkeeping coach. Because our goalkeeping coach is Italian.
Yeah, I think it possibly was.
I wonder if this is a recommendation from the goalkeeping coach saying, I know a keeper we might be able to get. Have a look at him. Now, he doesn't have a FIFA card. His last FIFA card for FIFA 21. And back then, he had a 72 overall rating with an 80 potential. So hopefully that'll have gone up. But we did need to get a lot of people were hoping this was going to get done before the Southampton game. Now, the problem with this one, it was all down to paperwork. And I'm going to take a guess it was his visa.
Work permit, all that sort of stuff.
Because, let's be honest, when was the last time when they needed to do one of those? It's been a while. But it's great to get a keeper in. But my thing is, if you are loaning a keeper, they're here to play.
Yes.
Sorry,
so I think Dawson's losing his place.
Sorry,
here.
Dawson.
Sorry, Cameron. Yeah.
And I kind of hope not. The part of me that hopes he does get given a chance and gets given a chance to learn. We've shown Dawson can do that. Dawson will learn and then stuff. Because look at last season. He came in halfway and did well.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Could this be a case where it happened to Dawson the other way around this season? Like it did to Stockdale? I
hope. If Dawson, I'll put it this way, if Dawson doesn't end up being the number one at Wednesday, he deserves to be the number one somewhere else.
Yes, definitely. That's a very good way
because
of
he's
putting
definitely a number one.
Yeah.
Now he's not a number two.
I think it would be quite cruel. It'd be interesting what happened, because I don't think you want him to go out anywhere, because we're still short on keepers.
Yeah.
You'll still need it for backup. But welcome to the club, and you were the worst kept secret. of this entire
Yes.
transfer window.
He was literally photographed with fans at the Southampton game. He was there watching it.
Yeah.
He was taking loads of photos with loads of fans, and it was, and yeah, it's.
The thing is, what got me was they put him next to walking in next to Bambo, and they're the same size, the same height. Our back line is going to be massive, and I don't mean in how built they are, because some of them are built, but in terms of how
height
they are, which is interesting. But
they're gonna all make Barry Bannon look like a toddler, aren't they? Yeah,
gonna be that thing on where you do the tallest player versus the smallest player.
Yeah.
But let's see if Wednesday get any more in this week. Sheffield Wednesday announced key new partnership. Now, this is interesting. This is also from the Sheffield Wednesday website. Sheffield Wednesday are delighted to announce that a new sleeve and back shirt partnership with socially responsible UK and US enterprise TriggerHub.org. TriggerHub.org is the elite mental health support recovery and wellness being platform founded by Sheffield-born US-based businessman and mental health philanthropist and lifelong Wednesdayite Adam Shaw. Remember that name? We spoke about him before. TriggerHub.org is, and its iconic shield will take the first official sleeve sponsor in the FL with the illustrious
declaration
of leave no one behind on the back of the Owls home and away jersey for 23-24 season. The critically accurate and elite platform serves as a
that was a typo by the club website, I think.
For mental health, basically it's saying that it's a mental health provider, and we are very happy to be with them. Now, the interesting thing that being Adam Shaw is a Wednesdayite, and is also with his other thing, ShawMind.org, which was, I believe, talked about in the...
It was, that was actually the company that forced the UK government, Parliament, to put in mandatory mental health education in schools now.
Yeah.
So when McKenna, when your little lass goes to secondary school, she will be having mental health care lessons, like how to take care of yourself and all that. And
what
that's
I will
thanks to
say
this
is
charity.
thank you, Adam, and his charity.
Exactly.
Adam says we are beyond proud to chosen as the official mental health charity partner of the Owls. Whatever and however you can help as a fan, every single element, large, small, will make such a difference and can change a life and lost dream in an instant. If you want to join Sheffield's mission and become a soldier for our charity, please get in touch at ShawMind.org. We are at the city centre and community that will leave no one behind and inspire the next generation. Liam Dooley, the Owls Chief Operations Officer, added, it's a privilege to welcome both inspiring organisations to Sheffield Wednesday. Mental health being is important in our local communities and all around the world. Therefore, we are excited to explore the opportunities in the field to support our fans in the UK and US beyond. Our fans purchasing the fantastic new Macron shirts, home or away shirts, will be given the opportunity to have the illustrious Trigger Hub icon on the shield back of shirts with the decoration leave no one behind applied on in the megastore. At the point of purchase, 50% of the cost going directly to ShawMind.org, which I think is awesome. We will announce when this option is available. Supporters who have already bought the shirt will be invited to return the sleeve and rear badge to print onto any freshly laundered. I love that. You've got to make sure you wash your kit.
You've got to wash it
before you go and do it. Again, with 50% of the proceeds going to ShawMind. Alf will proudly debut, and we did, the sleeve shield on the shirts for Friday night game just gone.
Yeah.
Now, interestingly, it come out that he paid more over the odds than most people would have done for this thing for the club. It's like a six-figure.
Because he wants to, because he wants to help the club out.
Go on, what do you think about this one?
I love it. I absolutely love it. And as someone, I've actually spoken previously about the fact that at one point I needed to talk to Samaritans a while ago, which is why for last year I took that break for a good couple of months, didn't I? Because I was in a really bad place, and I actually got a little bit weirdly emotional when I read that they'd got so involved with a mental health charity, just because it proves that, like, I was their target audience at one point. This charity, And I just absolutely love that they're getting so involved with the club, because there's a lot of fans out there that do need it at times. We know that there's a listener of the podcast. I won't name them, but on it was either the playoff semi-final or the playoff final day. They couldn't set foot in the ground because their parent had just passed away, and they couldn't set foot, and they were really in a bad place. But watching your stream at the time helped them get through it.
Yeah.
And they were thinking some very bad thoughts that night, and your stream got them through it. So people like that really need this. And I'm so proud that the club are now doing things like this and not going with the typical like gambling company or alcohol company to sponsor it. They're getting a real like needed company in to be the main main sponsor of the club, you know?
I think the thing
it
is,
really does.
I think mental health charities are so important in
especially when they're not getting any support by the government as well, like the NHS. The waiting time is ridiculous. It's 6 months to go and see a council, because I was on that 6 month waiting queue. I'm not being really grim here, but when you're in a place, when you're mentally not all right, when you're thinking really bad thoughts about yourself and what you might do, you've then got to wait 6 months to talk to somebody about it.
Yeah.
It's an absolute joke. So it's so good that charities are now filling that void. It's not like it shouldn't be seen as the permanent solution. The current lot, not to get political,
let's not
the
get
current lot in charge want to see that be the solution.
Not get political.
But it shouldn't be the solution. But it's so nice to have these important organisations be the main flagship.
I will say, for me personally, I think this is really good. I've been in bad places in the past. One of the reasons why my channel was born, was to help me. It became my therapy for my F&D. And there are times when with my illness, you get fed up of it, you get annoyed with it. And like, I won't lie, last week I was in a really bad place reading some of the comments that someone made on here about me, and it's like, I'm trying my best.
That was disgraceful. I'm not
going to go into it, but I was trying my best, and that's all that people can ask for. Everyone knows I struggle with words. Look at this episode that we got. I massively struggled with words, and I appreciate everyone that reached out and tried to help me and tried to help me say the names, like Andy, Caboodlefish, and you and James. You've all been like going, it's said this way, and my brain doesn't compute that very well. Like, look at how
of the dyslexia side of things as well, I think. Yeah.
And when you read, I understand that I put myself out there. It's part and parcel of doing anything on the internet. You put yourself out there, you're up to being attacked. I get that. That's fine. Not a problem with it. But when it's something I can't control, if I didn't have really good mates and really good family, this is something I probably would turn to go, I need help. And
exactly, mate.
The thing is, if you do need help, please reach out to someone.
Please reach out. And now, especially if you're in Sheffield, you know where to go now.
There's somewhere you can go now.
There's actually somewhere to go where you won't be judged. You won't be judged for needing to go there. You'll be welcomed with open arms. And it's so nice that there's this big link now with a club that, to be honest as well, the club itself is probably a lot of therapy for a lot of people as well. And I think they've probably realised that with how much possible like reaching out people have done to the club to say thank you, this is your success has helped me a lot, and like now they're actually partnering with a company specialized in that, and I love it so much. And a quick thank you as well to the people in the comment section that rushed to Jake's defense against that person that made the comment. Really appreciate all of you as well.
Do appreciate it. Moving on, but before we do move on, it's great to have that in, and we'll see what happens. But moving on, Sheffield Wednesday owner Dale Von Chansiri giving transfer instructions after Southampton opener. This is from the Xanima Live. Guy Thorpe pundit Clinton Morrison wants to see Sheffield Wednesday owner Chansiri back manager Muniz for the remaining of the summer window. Muniz's first match in charge of the Isle ended in defeat, with Southampton claiming a 2-1 victory at Hillsborough. The Spaniards had overhauled the Wednesday squad since taking over from Darren Moore last month. Signings, 7 players, 8 now. Summer recruit Delgado, Musaba, Fletcher, Bowles against South, and Wednesday suffered their first home loss in 11 months. Wow, 11 months. I forgot about that. We were unbeaten, weren't we?
I forgot about that. 23 game unbeaten run.
Yes, I forgot about
Oh
that.
my word!
Wow.
But apparently we were terrible, and
I forgot.
Shut up, critics!
I forgot about that unbeaten run.
I forgot about that. We've made history, like local club, club history, and then international footballing history. But no, it's fine. We're going to finish bottom, aren't we? We're going to get trounced by every club in the league. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, pundits and content creators that have all put us bottom. Anyway, sorry.
You done?
As we were. Yes, I'm done.
Morrison told Guy Fawkes it takes time. They went through will be all right this season. It's a difficult because they played a good Southampton team. They have a lot of top players in there who were playing Premier League football. They have adjusted quickly to how Russell Martin wants them to play, but it's going to take time to get used to Sisco want to play. It takes time to implement your style. There need to be more bodies come through the door to help the squad, but I see positive signs. The fans are a massive part. They are fantastic. They will be all right. I don't worry about Sheffield Wednesday getting relegated. They got to give the manager a bit of time. Muniz, has only been through the door for a month.
A month.
It does take time, and it's different style from where Darren Moore was here. They have got the players. In the second half, they showed a bit of fight, but Southampton showed real class. Southampton are the favourite for promotion. This result will not define Sheffield Wednesday's season, that is for sure.
There we go. There's the key points, people that are having a meltdown after that. It is the first game of the season, and some people are having a meltdown, saying, oh no, look, we're terrible. Oh no, like the tactics are... It's the first game of the season. Please, dear God. It will not define the season. It's the team that's kept 99% of their Premier League squad. And yes, the argument can be made. Oh, but they weren't good enough for the Premier League last year. Have you not thought that maybe the players they have are in that category of too good for the Championship, but not quite Premier League? That entire team is full of those players, and that's why they got relegated. Yeah. And that result can't define our season. We can't judge ourselves against a team full of players like that. Anyway, sorry, Jake. You were going to say something and I ranted.
No, fine. I still think we're going to get players in.
Yes.
We've got 8 in now, right? We've got 8 in now. Yes. And I think at one point we all said we needed about 8 or 11 in. We've already got that in. So we're probably looking at 3 more, maybe 4 more.
Yeah.
And I think one of them will be a deadline day signing.
I think we're going to be very busy on deadline day.
Yeah.
I think we need to get our yellow ties out, and we need to really be prepared for some...
Where the hell have I put that yellow tie, actually?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know where I've put it. Mine.
But we do need to be really... The position we need to strengthen now is midfield. And I still say we need another attacker. Another striker, because we've only technically got 2 recognised strikers in Gregory and Smith, and we'll talk about Smith in a minute. Gregory and Smith 31, Gregory's 35. I think we need to look at, we brought in the new lad, but he's not...
Ashley Fletcher now as well.
Fletcher and Anthony as well, and I think we're going to... The players there, but I see Musaba as a winger, not a striker. And Fletcher can do it. Fletcher is in here and he does want to repay Muniz for bringing him in. Because they've obviously worked well. He got 2 in 2 when they were last working together. So I think it's midfield and up top where we need now. Definitely midfield. I still say we need 3 more in midfield. Because we don't have cover. As of right now, last night, all our midfielders played on Friday.
Yeah.
With Volks, Bannon, Backinson. Johnson wasn't in the team and Byers wasn't in the team. That is all we got in midfield. Technically, you can throw Patterson there. Technically, you can throw Windass there if a push. And Palmer. Palmer came on and played that midfield role. But I don't think we're done. By a long shot.
We're nowhere near done.
I don't think we're done for a long shot. He'd even said, Sisco, he'd come out and said, I want more players in. I need more players in. So we'll see what happens. I still think we're going to be very busy. But players who could leave. Now, this is interesting. because there's also an interesting quote from Sicko as well with this. Sheffield Wednesday received an offer for key man from Derby County, but the question remains. This is from the Star. Smith played a crucial role in the out promotion bid last season, scoring 18 league goals to help spearhead their march into the championship ahead of the 23-24 campaign. Reports in media suggested that Warren, who enjoyed some good... That's missing something.
That is missing something, yeah.
Okay. Basically, Smith got 59 goals in the past 2 seasons from League One. And it's no surprise that Derby County want him. They've worked together before. He was absolutely gutted when he left. I think he really wanted him to stay. Now, for me, you don't let Smith go unless you've got a replacement coming in.
Yeah.
And I do prefer a loan, but I would prefer a sale if need be, because we can always recall a loan. But one of the prices that was touted for him was like
350 grand.
Yeah. And he's worth more than that. He's 20 goals in League One.
That's an insult. That is an absolute insult. By the way, as well, one of my Derby, and I'm gonna out him on this podcast. I don't care. But my friend, who's a Derby County supporter, literally justified the reason for 350 grand being he didn't play last night. Sorry, I had to sneeze.
Wow.
He didn't play last night, and that was his justification. That the manager doesn't rate him, so he won't play him in a certain tactic against one of the best teams in the league. He didn't play last night, so that makes him worth 350 grand. Forget the 59 bloody goals he scored in League One over the past 2 seasons. No. He didn't play the first game of the season. Therefore, he's not wanted. Therefore, he should be cheap at 350 grand. I'm sorry. What?
He should, for me, he should be at least anywhere from 500 to 800k.
I would go higher. I would say 1 million to 1.5 million. If you're going to score 59 goals in 2 seasons,
true. So
striker prices have gone way up now.
So when after the game about this, Sicko said this. This is from the Yorkshire Live. When put with it, Muniz said, "I don't know anything about this link, but right now I prefer to speak about the players who could be coming in, not out. If you start thinking about going out, then you give me problems. I need players in. With the team we have, everyone is here, and after that we'll see. But the most important thing is to give me name to maybe come in, not this other kind of news. This will be a problem." This says very much saying, I do not want him to go. But I will make a caveat here. He did say after the Luton game, I don't know where this link for Vasquez had come from. I haven't heard about it.
Yes, he did.
So, don't take it too much of it, because he did say, I don't know where that link had come from, and now he's saying, I haven't seen this link. But there was a bit of urgency in that interview saying, I need players in. I don't need players to go. I need as many as possible. I don't have many yet. I still think he can do something in a Sicko team. I think he could, if you put him up top and he can hold the ball up like he did versus Newcastle for Windass, you've got something that'll work well. And to be fair, his goal record, I think for the championship is like 9 and 10 when he's been in. He is, I will say he's more of a League One striker. Yeah. But if you look at his record for Rotherham, 8 goals in the 19 season, 10 goals in the 21 season. He still gets goals.
Oh, yeah.
He still gets the goals that you need. So I wouldn't let him go unless we got something coming in.
Yeah.
That would be my thing.
And to fit in the Cisco system, to make a direct comparison to a Wednesday player in the past, I actually think he could play the Adti Nuiu role very well.
Yeah.
You know, the big hold-up striker that can, lay it off for other players around him sort of thing.
Yeah, I think he could be really good. So, Next games coming up. We have got Stockport County at home in the EFL Cup, which is on Tuesday at 7:45. I believe they lost their first game of the season 1-0 to Gillingham. Let's not make first games. It doesn't mean nothing.
Exactly.
It means sod all. You kind of hope that we will win and go through to the next round of the cup because they are helpful. They help with the financial side. The more you go into cups, look at what happened with us in the FA Cup. I think people are forgetting that FA Cup run will have probably helped us a little bit for this season. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully we get a win in the cup. Our next league game, though, is against Hull away. So it'll be our first away game. Now, their manager got sent off, and I believe he should be back for this. I think it works on league games, not on games and not league games that they got sent off. They lost 2-1 to Norwich away. So this will be their first home game. This will be a very interesting home game for them. Now, Hull have recruited stupidly well. I think they brought Connolly in from...
Oh, yeah, Aaron Connolly
from Brighton. And that's that is a big signing.
I'm very jealous.
That's
the player that I wanted us
signing.
to maybe get, actually. But
that is a big signing indeed. They look like they're going for it again.
Yeah.
And I think with Wednesday against Hull, it's always a good match. It's always a good away day as well.
It always is.
I think we have to be on it because they will be. I think it'll be. I think the all the games start season. I believe the next 3 games in the league will tell us more about what's going on and where we're at.
Yeah, I agree.
Because we're going against teams who are been around here, kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
If you look at what they brought in, they've got Liam Delap from Man City.
Ooh.
They've got Ruben Benaga from Sporting. They've got Aaron Connolly. They've got
that Ruben Vinagre is the former Wolves wing back. Yes.
They've got Xavi Simeone from Chelsea, and they've got Jason Lecalalo. Oh, I'm rubbish for names. Sod it. So they've
recruited well.
They've recruited very, very well, especially getting Liam Delap. I think that one's a very smart deal, indeed. And I think if we can get a win there, or I think it'll change things. But you've also got the other thing. You've got the nice thing that we've got game coming up now where it's midweek. A midweek game gives them more time to play together. It gives them more time to have a gameplay setting. Granted, you might see more youngsters in this side because you don't want to risk it. But I think there's a real opportunity to keep going. Does the new keeper start? I think he does. I think it's a great game to kind of bed in some tactics and learn how to play at the back. I say you probably put Bambo and Deshaun at the back with the new keeper. You probably play Valentine on the left instead of Akin. You put... You maybe bring the new lad on or give him 45 minutes in Anthony. You let Fletcher play from the start. It's one of those games where you get the new players to play together and you can see where we're at, kind of thing, and go from there. So I'll see. We'll see what happens. But this has been the Talking Wednesday podcast. Have you got anything else to add, my friend, for the rest for this?
I don't think so. Just. Let's not lose our heads. It's the first game of the season. We can panic, or not panic, but we can start making judgments if we're at the bottom area of the table after 15 games, not 1. So I just think we take the season as it comes. It was never going to be a plain sailing season. As soon as Darren Moore left the club, that doomed this season to be a very unpredictable year. And I just think we need to calm it a little bit and make our judgments when we're a good chunk into the season, not after one sodding game, you know?
Yeah.
And we need to give the manager time, we need to give the squad time. And that's something that seemingly Wednesday fans haven't been great at the last few times there's been a new manager in charge.
Yeah.
And I just sort of think, let's just see out the season, you know? Let's take it as it comes. and we can complain if at Christmas time we're at the bottom.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I'm thinking.
I would say even 15 games.
Christmas time is the good time to make judgments
Yeah.
on where we're going to be at, kind of thing.
I would also turn around and say that 15 games is probably still a little bit too short when you look at what the system we're trying to play is and stuff. Let's just be happy that football's back. We're getting to talk about football again, and it's back. And we didn't get overly embarrassed by Southampton, which I think some of us thought we did.
It was great.
I think we all thought we might be getting battered here. I won't lie, but we managed to show something different in that Southampton game. But football back. Look after yourself. More importantly, make sure you're well in yourselves. I believe James is back next week for an episode. I don't know who it's with yet. But this has been the Talking Wednesday podcast. Thank you for watching and listening, and we will see you in the next one.
See you later.